There we go. Hey everyone. Hi, it's Sarah LeBlanc again, coming to you live from the 313. I am so sorry. It was a crazy, amazing afternoon, and I just got all caught up in what we were doing, and I couldn't Periscope earlier, but I wanted to hop back on today to go over something that I have been doing a lot of these lately at the beginning of the month, and they are my beginning of the month power shot calls with my directs. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today with me and my trusty partner Sophia, who's always on my lap, about how you can go about goal setting with your team and then setting up these power shot calls to discuss with your directs, okay, now this is your goal, how are you going to achieve that goal? It's great to say it, but how are you going to do it, basically? So we call those power shots. I personally do 3 different power shots with my directs. I do a beginning of the month goal setting power shot. I do a mid-month check, so how they're doing on their goals, and then I do an end of the month power shot to make sure that they're achieving their goals and any sort of strategies to be able to hit them in the last few days of the month. So at the beginning, the first of the month, my team knows, my directs know, I don't even have to ask them. I wake up on March 1st and I already have amazing goals in my directs thread. I have a thread on Facebook just with my directs in it. And they know the beginning of the month means goal setting. So what I have them do is they gather pictures of what they want their goals to be, and then they use a fun app like PicStitch or the Instagram, and they're able to gather up pictures and put them on a fun one picture of what they want their goals to be. So maybe it's they want to hit level 3, maybe they want to sign 2 business partners, maybe they want to gain 5 new PCs, maybe they want to host their own event this month, or a PC event, something like that. And then maybe they want their org to increase by 15%. So they're going to gather up all of that, and maybe their big goal, their big why is their children, or they want to go on a big dream Bahama cruise vacation. So maybe it's a picture of their kids and a picture of the cruise ship or something like that, and then they can just write on a different picture of what each individual goal is. And so they send me that one picture with all their goals and their why for the month in this thread, and they are then stating, these are my goals for the month. I want to do this, this, and this, and this. So it's the picture and then a little explanation of what it is that they want to achieve this month. So that's the first step. So the second step, after they've declared their goals in the thread, they're then going to get with me and set up a time to do a power shot call. Lots of people use, Google Calendar or Time Trade. I'm old school. They contact me directly and I put it into my calendar. So my directs contact me. We set up a time to do our power shot call. Normally it's anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes 20 if I'm extra chatty that day. But they should be quick and easy to run through because, if you have a big team, you probably have a lot of directs and you certainly don't want to be wasting anyone's time. So after they set up the call with me, the next step, obviously when the time comes, they give me a call at that set time. And first thing they do is we go over where they were last month. So what were your goals last month and did you achieve them? Okay, why did you or why did you not? And what are we going to do differently this month to make sure that your goals that you declared actually happen? So we just sort of talk about, some bumps in the road and maybe some things that they can do better this month. And of course, celebrate the things that they did achieve too in the last month. So that's super important. Then we move on to goal setting for this month. So they've already given me their picture. So I save that on my phone. I'm able to pull that up on my laptop or, whatever I have my phone. And I've also written a couple of notes. All right, so Sally, I see that your goals here are you want level 3, you want 2 new BPs, you want to host your own event, and you want to increase your org by, 15%. So part of your job as a leader is you want to be able to, encourage them to maybe push themselves if you think that they can probably do better than that. Maybe they're really good at PCs, so I want to push you. Let's go for 7 PCs. Or they're good at recruiting, so let's try for 3 business partners or 4 this month. Or scale them back. So if they're a level 3 and their goal is to hit level 5, well, maybe let's just sort of back up and aim for level 4 now. Or, if we hit the level 5 mark, then that's great. But just kind of have that reality of you don't want to set yourself up for failure, certainly, but you also don't want to do this slow pace army crawl to your goals. So there's a fine line, and knowing when to push your directs and when to, support them and when to scale back a little bit. So just help set really relatable and obtainable goals for each person is an important part of the leader as well. So once you have their goals for the month and you're all in agreement of what those goals are, the third important step of a power shot call is to be able to come up with a game plan. How are you going to do this? How are you going to get 2 new business partners? Who's in your funnel? That's the first thing I like to talk about. Tell me who's in your funnel. And for those of you who may not have ever heard that term, funnel is someone who you have been talking to the business about. You've gotten them on that first initial call. You've presented the business to them. You've brought them to an event, or you have sent them information, a video. You've had active conversation about the business and the opportunities that the business can offer. Maybe you've done a 3-way as well. So those are people who you want to get them through the funnel and down the hole to the other side of actually becoming a consultant. So maybe setting up some 3-way calls. That's what I have found to really, really solidify great business partners is to take it to that 3-way call. And the faster you can do it from presenting the business to taking it to the 3-way call, the faster you're going to be able to have them join you in business as well, because it is that third-party validation, hearing it from a different person other than yourself. Of course, I'm going to say my business is awesome. I, am a part of the company, but to hear it from another person, another perspective, for me personally, that's why I ended up joining, is because I talked to Miriam, and she really helped me see things in a different light that my sponsor Elisa, didn't. So it's super important to get those calls. So we can schedule those 3-way calls with their, their people in their funnel. So next I want to hear about reach outs. What reach out language are you using? How many times a day are you reaching out? What's your goal to how many people you want to be reaching out to this month? And what are some new ways that you can reach out? Let's think of people who are maybe out of state, or let's think of while you're out and about, what sort of things are you going to do to be able to spark conversations with people and tell them about, our amazing products or this amazing business. So we'll kind of talk a little bit about that. Other goals, like how are you going to increase your org? All right, you're going to do this big event. What's that going to look like? Is it going to be a cocktails and conversation? Is it going to be a PC event? Is it going to be, just having your girlfriends come over to your house? What's that going to be? When's the date? Let's get it on the calendar. Then we can talk about, all right, because you're going to host that event, that's going to increase your org, hopefully, with new PCs and new BPs. So what's your goal? Maybe to be running a contest. If you want your org to increase, let's maybe have a contest that's going to directly affect your org volume and drive up volume. So maybe it's number of PCs enrolled or number of BPs enrolled. That gets you an entry into a contest. Or maybe it's whoever increases their PSQV the most between the 20th and the 31st of the month. After auto ships and everything has gone through, you can then make sure to drive volume even more so. We're not stopping there. The month doesn't end at the 20th. There's so much more left to go. So really encouraging people through a fun contest or a call or a video of you trying to motivate your team is another thing that we'll discuss. What are their steps through the month that they're going to be able to keep their team going and contests that they could possibly run. So it's really taking that goal that they have and breaking it down piece by piece by piece and setting them up with an action plan. It's super important to be able to be on the same page so that all expectations of what they're going to do for the month and what I'm going to help support them to do are all on the table at the beginning of the month, so we all have our game face on and we know what's going to happen through the month. So that's basically it. After that, we sort of wrap it up, and then I check back on them mid-month. I have on my notes of what we did on the phone call, and I'm able to say, hey, you're having your event tonight. I have it down in my calendar. Good luck. Text me after it's done so I can see how it went, or whatever the case may be. I'm always constantly checking in and making sure, holding them accountable for what they said they were going to do. And then, of course, at the end of the month, it's game time, and we're doing everything in our power to be able to help them reach those goals and support my consultants however they need it. So the beginning of the month power shot, definitely important. I am going to challenge you guys right now that if you don't goal set with your team, you absolutely should be starting to do this. Maybe make it a really fun challenge that you want to see a picture goal using, like I said, PicStitch or another fun app so that it's a visual thing too. You're not just saying your goals, but you're seeing them and you're hearing them, and you can save it on the back screen of your phone. So every time you look at your phone, that's right. I said I was going to sign 2 new business partners. I said I was going to host this event. I said I was going to increase my org, and man, I'm going to do it. So I want you to challenge your team to be able to send you a picture of their goals, and then set up a power shot with them. Set up a time when you're going to go over their goals and come up with a game plan. I try to do it within the first few days of the month so everyone's on the same page, ready to go. And again, quick phone call, 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops with each of your directs so that you guys come up with your game plan. It's looking at the last month, how they did, and what they need to improve on, any celebrations that we can celebrate from the last month, looking forward to what their goals are this month, and then the third is, of course, the action plan, how they're actually going to obtain those goals. So that's my power shot. Hopefully you guys learned something new, maybe a few new tips or tricks or language. And again, I'm really going to encourage you to go bring this back to your teams and try out the power shot call. Thanks you guys for tuning in, and we will see you later on in the month. Have a great evening. Bye.